No, I think we're done. I think business is done, and we'll watch with much interest what goes on between now and 11 o'clock tonight or 12 o'clock tonight, and then start again tomorrow.
Are you happy with that? Are you happy with the squad you've got, or would you rather have got a couple more in?
No, we spoke about if the right players at the right value become available, we'd move. Delighted to get Jack to come in, young goalkeeper full of lots of development potential in him, good pedigree, and he's played league games as well, got the experience, which is really pleasing for us. Matt's moved on to Wigan, obviously his family down in the northwest, so it worked out for everyone, to be delighted with that. And we spoke right at the very start of the window about the midfield and the loss in terms of Joey, obviously, Nico's injury, Jordan Ross's injury, and having to add the creativity and the quality in there. And I hope you've seen from displays of Emerson and John so far what they're capable of doing, and I hope very much have a big impact for the second half of the season.
If you were to try and sign somebody tonight, would you have to let somebody go before somebody else came in?
It's just I don't want to get involved in the last few hours of the window. You've seen the mayhem and the chaos that can ensue. So from our point of view, we try and do our business as early as possible. If the right player becomes available, and Frank's always available on the phone there, if the right player becomes available and it's value for the club, then we'll make the call. But right now we're happy with what we've got, and we're looking forward to the game tomorrow night.
Have you had enough backing in this window? Have you had all what you've required?
Yeah, as I said to you, I wanted two midfield players. We've gone and got them, and they're young, very talented Premier League players, young Lanese, and for us, we've got access to a good quality of player. As I say, with the attributes we were looking for, the creativity and the awareness, seeing other parts, etc., that we needed in the key areas. So delighted with that. And Jack was a final piece of the jigsaw in terms of the goalkeeping side. So we have a strong squad now. We're looking forward to what we know will be a tough second half of the season, and we're in a good shape.
Would you not rather make permanent signings with a view to hitting the ground running next season?
Not
or is that something you've not been able to do?
Not if you end up paying above the odds for players. And that's what invariably happens. And you're looking at some of the red ticker tape in the office. You look at some of the yellow ticker tape rather. You look at some of the prices being paid, and it's it's a serious market. It's a very serious market in terms of amounts of money transferring hands. And right now we need value. The club needs to get value on and off the pitch. So it doesn't suit us right now. If it doesn't suit or doesn't work for us, what's the next best option? The loans. And as I say, we give access to very talented young players who've got big careers ahead of them. I know. And if, as I say, if they go back to the club and we can be seen to be developing assets, then hopefully we get access to the next tranche of young players coming through.
Are you already looking forward to the summer transfer window where you can?
Yeah, as my sarcastic, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, of course, work starts now. Recognition in terms of European football, how early that starts. How late the cup final is, how early the first European qualifiers are. How that's another predicament, another problem that you've got to look at and find a solution for. So yeah, the work starts absolutely. What players might we lose? What players might we have to change? What areas are we weak or stronger? And it's all the normal dialogue and all normal questions, undoubtedly.
How confident are you can get players permanently here in the summertime?
Absolutely, we can get players. Same as we got Fodringham, Tavernier, Kiernan, Waghorn, Halliday, Holt, Wilson, Hill, Hodgson. They're all permanents. So I'm a bit, because I signed 2 loanees, suddenly how can we get permanent players here? Well, we've shown over the last 18 months a number of permanent players. I think 23 players have come in total. So it's a big number, a big turnover, and there's no problem getting players to come here. But what Rangers won't do is pay above the odds for players. Simple as that.
Do you see Jack coming in to really challenge Wes, or is he there?
No, he's got to challenge Wes. I think if a keeper comes in with a number 2 mentality, you're in a weaker position. So Wes's form has been outstanding this season. And a lot of that's down to the way Matt Gilks trained and pushed every single day. Matt was frustrated at not getting more pitch time because he wants to play. Matt has a number 1 mentality, and absolutely Jack has to have the same. Played a lot of league football now, and Wes knows that he has to produce every single day in the training park. And his performance has been first class. All credit to Wes Fodringham. He's been outstanding this season. But Jack's been brought here with a number 1 mentality, and he'll want that shirt.
Was it the case that Matt just didn't want to stay and be number 2?
No, Matt wants to play football. He's 34, and Jack's 11 years younger. Matt's 34. His family are in the northwest, got a young family, etc. And I understand, Matt, we've got to work for all parties. And Matt wants to play football. At his age, as he said, he had a couple of years on the bench at Burnley, where Tom Heaton's form probably kept him there. Tom, a very talented goalkeeper, so Matt was frustrated there, and he came, and he is an outstanding keeper in his own right, Matt Gilks. So he wants to go and play football. It's worked out, and we're delighted to get Jack on board.
Is that always the trouble with goalkeepers, especially at a big club like that? You want to sign a guy that can step in at any moment, but doesn't want to be number 2.
Exactly that. It's a very valid point, and that is the problem. They're professionals. They want to play. They work all week for match day, for the performance, and when they're not playing, it's very frustrating for them. And as you say, goalkeepers are particularly frustrating because you are waiting for that opportunity to come along. Now, if a goalkeeper has a good run of games, 10, 12 games, outstanding performances, he can't make one mistake and be dropped. It doesn't work that way. So a goalkeeper knows, a number 2 goalkeeper knows that it's a very difficult position for him.
See Motherwell.
Well, you talked about the difficulty of getting players in January. How surprised are you to see Hearts bringing in 9 players?
Well, it's not. I can't talk about Hearts, obviously. I'm not going to talk about another club. It wouldn't be right. But you can get players in. I can go and get 15 players if I want to get 15 players in. No problem. I can make a phone call now. It's not about getting players in. It's players that come in that suits a particular club. Now, Ian might have done an outstanding job. I'm sure, very smart man. So their recruitment, I'm sure, has been astute. But from our point of view, it's not about the quantity. It's the quality of players you get in from Rangers' perspective. But I'm never going to talk about Hearts, obviously.
Forgot what I was going to ask. Motherwell are appealing Scott McDonald's red card. I see they were saying this morning thought the reaction from the Rangers bench played a part in his red card. What's your thoughts?
Well, I'm not sure. I think we were 2 feet away, maybe 3 from the actual incident. So our reaction was one of everyone else in the ground. Very similar, I'd imagine, to when Michael O'Halloran incident happened. So there was no intent. There never is intent to get a player sent off. It was our reaction to what happened, and nothing more than that, really.
Mark, how much better are your team going to Tynecastle now compared with the end of November?
We had a bad day at the office. I keep being asked this question by next door as well, that we had a bad day. We said straight away, no excuses. We collectively had a bad day at the office. The important thing was how we responded, and we responded outstandingly well. Beating Aberdeen, beating Hearts, etc., in very good performances and a good run of games. So today we go into the game, or tomorrow we go into the game on the back of a very good performance actually. Second half especially, I thought we were very good. And as I say, we've got to take that belief into the game, recognise the challenge that we face, but deliver the performance. Simple as that. When we're getting towards the second half, or the busiest end of the season as they call it, and we have to be in pole position to keep on pushing forward.
To go back to Hearts, and they bring in so many new players, is this a tough window, do you feel, to try and get all the players up to speed if you're bringing in so many? Was that another part of your thing?
I think you can look at it 2 ways. You can turn around and say that the players that are brought in by a club, if you bring a larger number in, they can be full of adrenaline, enjoy the challenge, a home game against a big club, and they can respond accordingly. Or they can be bemused by the tactics, not be match fit, and you don't know. We won't know. From our perspective, we have to prepare. We're not sure what team we face. We know they'll be well organised. We know they'll be well managed by Ian and Austin, etc. So we have to go there expecting a very tough challenge. But it's about us. If we can go there and deliver the performance, we'll be fine.
How close were you to getting Rhys Oxford? Because I know he's gone elsewhere now.
I'm never obviously going to talk about individual players that we haven't done business with. We had a large number of players that were on our radar. And again, if they represent value or the deals make sense, we would have pushed the button, obviously.
Do you expect to lose anyone at all?
I don't think so. They've all gone home now, so I think we're all done. And I watch the mayhem unfold later on.
You can relax now.
Absolutely, glass of red wine and watch it.
How's your team looking for tomorrow, Ian?
Danny's fit, Lee Hodson's fit, which is good to see, to welcome them back. So we'll travel the party of 2021 and make our choices accordingly.
Michael O'Halloran suspended?
He's suspended for 2 games. Yeah, he misses today. He misses tomorrow, and Ross County.